So I honestly think the lesson's pretty similar to the machete with the knife. I think we're going to make sure the tip's forward, especially when we're defensively moving. It's so easy for us to not notice with this one because it's so obvious with the bigger weapons, but the tip here, once again, I think it's mostly rolling. I think people go up and around. We're just going to make sure that the tip is staying. As I was saying before as well, when we go back out of range, it's not bad to stay back here. When we come up, a lot of time we plant our feet or our head stops moving off the line. So I like keeping that angle a lot more. But same thing here, if we're missing hand shots or we're getting a lot of umpugadas, we need to step with it. And here, it seems like we're closer, but a lot of the time our biggest mistake was we're doing full extension moves. And then you're loaded and I can't get back in time. So I'm like, we need to step with it or do shorter moves that can come straight back to everything. And also making sure that we're still doing a 45. Because people start, because it's once again, because it's so short, they go, well, if I can't reach, I need to step. And because I'm stepping, I need to get narrow. That's once again a little bit of the problem. So if you still go at 45, you can actually, you're just coming a little bit off your body. I'm coming like this far off, like 3-6 inches off with my elbow, and then moving with it. And that's okay. I can do little stuff and I'm close enough to it all. But I'm maintaining the 45 as I mean. But if I go to here and I've mistimed it, you can bump me and roll me and stuff. Once again, I'm hoping you do that so I can bump you and dominate you.
But if you're that close,
I tried last time to force one of those bumps and your angle changed by 90 degrees. I completely missed it and that just went horrible for me. So like anytime I've gotten one of those forearm dominations, it was almost completely accidental. It was me rolling and defending. It's like me doing like this, and then all of a sudden you do like a stab or something. And I've gone here and I felt it on my forearm. I've just gone bump, bang. And it wasn't me trying to set it up, it's just me trying to evade your offense. And it's when I felt you physically connected on my arm, then I went, oh, I know this position, and I just did the move.
So like you said with machete, we just didn't get that deep with the arm, but with this you do.
And that's once again, if someone's gonna go like, deep and commit to it, or if they're just throwing too much offense and stepping, or like you can time it with your step, but if they're stepping in, it's even easier. But you're right, if they're going to the edge and return, you're not going to get that opportunity as much until you can get them to actually come forward. But I still think that range is important because it puts the pressure on people, and people that like going to the edge with the umpugadas and back, they're usually long range fighters and counter fighters. And if you come to this range, they get super uncomfortable and they don't like it.
Well, like you said, you're more likely to make a mistake.
So and we were like that 10 years ago.
Oh, I'm like that now.
When
you get this close.
Your defense is way better now.
No, when someone gets this close and they're charging in, even if you just a little bit.
Even when I saw you flinch on the machete before, you didn't fall off. Your head was still moving, your hand was still there. You did a little flinch, but you just kept going with it. I went, no, nothing happened. So I'm like, I want the flinch to open. You don't give yourself enough credit. You're better than you think. Checklist defense.
So just even with
always start longer first. And I am doing way more of the two-handed. When I do come off, the thing is I've got to be careful because it's built into what I already do, is when I do the speed assist, I keep flaring like a fencer to like counterbalance and to like get it going. But the thing is, if you fall defensively with your footwork, you're going there, and then I've got this big gap in the middle that you've gone for a few times. So I'm going here and just open up my center line. So I remembered something Ray said ages ago there, because he used to do the same, because he was the New South Wales fencing champ at like 18 or 19 or whatever. He said instead of flaring that, do the elbow. That way your hand is still in the middle.
So if I come around,
if I need to, that's exactly. I've got some kind of frame, or at least that's ready to come back instead of having to return two things. Like
you do get that inch or two longer, but like you said, you've got to retract all that.
Exactly. Or I'm just trying to not counterbalance it all and just fall with it. Like instead of me going whip like this, I should just be going and just falling in. So like
that would work too, and just get off.
And that also lines up with we need to step more.
Yeah, and that'll just counter me trying to come around. You're already gone.
Exactly, exactly, and that helps us get off the line. Everything else. So,
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
Even if you stuff up, just run past me.
Let's drive by. Whoever's more defensive in range is usually the one that wins.
Yeah.
So my instinct was I'd actually go for you on 2 of those, and I was going, I just said this.
Yeah.
don't open. It's the roof block again.
But it was, if you had gone for that, that would have given me a chance to come back.
My instinct, when you actually opened the middle here, like I think you flared this out.
Yeah.
My instinct immediately was that.
Right.
But you probably would have waxed that off and landed this.
Yeah, it would have given me a chance.
Yeah, it looked like you baited the window, and my instinct originally was this, and then I thought, no, I was still rolling defense.
And you cut my hand off.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
It's only after a couple of defenses if we're still in range and I see you go wide and I go, that's it. And that's what I'm saying, the bait in the middle of the combinations is the best.
Yeah.
Ray does a bait like 5 moves in, and you just assume it's real because you're going, well, 5 moves in, he's made a mistake, and he's just done a really good timing bait. It's just frustrating. Hey, it's great to see.
Yeah.
And once again, it gives me an idea of what I should be doing.
Well, you're coming
I just realised I'm doing 2 of the 30-degree angle again.
Yeah.
I need to do a bit more of the 45.
Yeah.
Right, it's feeling good though. We're changing ranges. I'm seeing holes and then also getting flinches, both you and me.
Yeah. Well, I really thought you were countering, man.
Yeah, I was looking for it. But once again, I'm trying to make sure it's safer.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I was actually starting to tilt it up.
Yeah.
And you've hit it down, so.
Yeah, I kind of like hit there.
Yeah.
Like, once again, it's more like a fist bump you.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Because before it was flat,
I think
and
I
I
cut
just
on
decided
top,
to.
but I don't know. I actually might not have cut.
I didn't feel
it might
cut.
have just been the fist bump.
Yeah.
I didn't hit yours, and I don't think I hit you.
No. So it's time to go.
How dare you block it?
You're supposed to return.
I know. I even thought about it. I was like, you're wanting this. I was looking at the beginning. I was like, don't get caught with the Silat. Don't get caught with the fucking roof boxer. We just discussed it.
Yeah, actually, it didn't look as effective with a knife.
No.
It doesn't look as exciting.
Well, also once again, like with a machete, it's such an easy range to return.
Yeah.
And like I could step out of range of you and then still land mine with the machete.
Yeah.
But with the knife, I'd almost have to step. And that means I have to really commit to the return, so it's less of an automatic like flinch.
Well, also you want to be off the line and the rest of it, so it's not just.
I'm also reminding myself not to fall for it. I'm like, please don't fall for it. But you're right, and once again, I'm not trying to bail.
No.
So I'm not trying to go here and exit. I'm trying to block it and then go, what's here, but not throw. And you recognize it and went, ah, crap.
Come on.
I almost went for it twice. That was a really good bait.
It was good, but also.
And you kept moving, but you also kept your lead.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah, it was good, but yeah. It had me thinking.
Okay, yeah.
I thought you were about to launch.
On the second one, I'm thinking, you're going, why hasn't he gone yet? And then you're like, this is now changed, and I'm thinking in slow. And
exactly.
Going, oh, no.
So it wasn't all one way. I
think you bailed on it at the right time.
Yeah. Bring him back.
I was just about to be singing. I was like, done a few fast ones. I was like, I'm about to do a slow.
Just leave it there.
So I think I was slowly coming out towards it, and you just happened to hit it. If you didn't do an attack, I was going for the hand anyway.
Yeah, and I didn't think to keep it. Well, it's still short, but not short enough.
Yeah. I think you're with the, because you've shortened your stripes, I think your X has become diagonal to horizontal. Diagonal to horizontal, where usually you're more of a V.
Yeah, because
I think once again when this is off the body, that's way more whippy.
Yeah.
But once this is here, it gets a little flatter.
Oh, that's
so
good.
I just make sure it's still V.
I'll rethink about, because normally
once again, look, that's bringing it back to your hand each time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that might, unless you're trying to bait.
No.
And like,
No. Not at that distance.
No, but like once again, we adjusted something. We made the shorter stripes because we're getting physically closer, and you needed to shorten the gap in between.
Yeah, because otherwise you would have killed me.
I was just, we're only getting halfway back and landing, not speed assist and other stuff. So we had to shorten the strikes, but once again, T-Rex arms has now made the flexibility less. It's like when you said that you were only cutting with the two hands.
Yeah.
All right, now you've got less flexibility with it, so you just have to really pay attention to that. Yeah.
Okay.
This has been good. Once again, I love doing all the different weapons.
Yeah.
I didn't when I first started. I mean, I just want to play with machetes. Knife and katana, I hate. No. They're all beneficial.
Yeah, I see all the different areas.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
This makes your movement and defense so good.
Yeah.
The katana makes your footwork and the your cordo quite good because it's so easy to step in. I feel like this man is actually more largo. Weirdly enough, because it's more like I'm learning bait and like trying to pick gaps, and you can't hide behind anything, so it's a lot of embrigadas and just movement. Yeah. The machete's got the most flexibility, so that's where I actually feel like I'm using both hands the most. It's interesting.
Bring it up, bring it up. Just forcing.
I realized on a couple of those defenses when you got low that I was like, this is pointing away.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what made you come forward.
Yeah, actually.
I think it might have been.
It didn't look.
I think I didn't look as threatening.
Yeah,
all
like
the
that threatening.
And then I didn't mean to. I just was moving just passively for a minute, and then realized this isn't pointed at you. The moment you stepped in, I went, all right, and pointed it back, and then I think you went, that's more dangerous, and bailed again.
Yeah, that was good.
Super interesting. And once again, the moment the tips forward, it made your offense just get cut. You got cut in the hand.
Oh yeah, well I forced it. I'm putting my hand through, and you're just cutting.
I keep seeing so many things. Like I actually am seeing a lot of green lights for offense.
Yeah.
You're very good at moving at the moment. Yeah. Then when I've timed, I've missed, or it looks like I'm just going to punch your blade constantly. Oh. Every time I get to any position, it looks like I'm going to move and hit your blade.
Yeah. Well, then once again, I didn't see an opportunity. I thought I'm forcing this.
Yeah. But it's also made me think you're probably seeing the same thing. That the blade's just always there, which means I need to bait more.
Oh, what are you doing?
Like,
see, because
I think this is like how I should start.
Because I
think I should be covered up. Yeah. I think I should do this pressure and just do the defense and not throw a lot of offense unless it's clean and easy. But I think like now I feel comfortable there. I should start setting stuff up. Yeah. I should start baiting, and I should start.
But what you did now, because you didn't throw anything, but you were showing a couple of holes, I got frustrated. Yeah. And I tried to force something. So that's a whole waiting game. Yeah. So if you do that, they're eventually going to go off like a. Yeah. Because that wasn't a big opening, and I just thought I'll give it a go.
To be honest, that's a lot of time with Rays. I'm like, I see these things, I know they're probably bait traps, and after a while, I'm like, fuck it. Like, I don't see anything else. I may as well go for it. Well, and then halfway through, he rolls and kills me, and I go, yep, that's what I thought. Like,
so on your chest, checklist when you get to fuck it.
Yeah.
Just remember that's about to, you're going to die soon because.
Once again, it always feels like whoever just does the defense longer.
Yeah.
As long as you understand the different ranges and you understand the right counters to the right moves. Because they could fake one move and change it, and then all of a sudden the counter's different.
Oh yeah.
So as long as you're able to follow it presently, and it's whenever
it wouldn't be a whole
whenever we pre-plan too much, and then all of a sudden it doesn't exactly happen the way we expect it to.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to force this. I'm just going to wait for them to step and do it. And like, it's not the perfect angle. It just goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I'd rather wait and then recognize something and go, that's the exact angle for this. Time it.
Well, I'm better to just keep drawing you out.
Yeah.
As soon as I went up, fuck it, I'll just go in.
Well, most mistakes take one beat to fix. A bad mistake takes two.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we're already in range, we only need that one beat. And if you're out of range, you can be out of range and do the second beat one, where they missed the first one, and then you can step and attack on the second one, as long as you're simultaneous.
Yeah.
But we're actually close enough that we're getting the first beat ones, which is good.
Well, I was fully outstretched then. I'm doing all these short strikes, and then I was fully outstretched. If you had bumped me or done anything and driven in,
and that's once again,
I would have been in
that's the other
trouble.
side I'm looking at as well.
Yeah.
And not just like
I was here.
I'm thinking like that.
Yeah.
And fall, and even here, not with this straight away, because you could probably just do the same thing. But if I just fall physically, and then I can cut and do all the other stuff. You can Dina Real, like weird, like trapping positions and whatnot.
So yeah, that should have been a green light to just come or start to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other side of it is as well, even here, I don't have to just do it with the hand, because like sometimes that you might retract, and if I don't get my hand straight back on it, a lot of time people are reacting too much with this.
Yeah.
Where I feel like I need to bring my hand back and roll. Where a lot of time people are expecting this and then do some kind of like flurry.
Yeah, well you got my hand as soon as you moved.
Yeah.
So I mean, you'd already got the knife on it.
Well, like the other
so
side is using those spines. You know, the thing where we turn the spine towards it, move our head to the other side.
Yeah.
But if I go, like those things, and you go, oh shit, and I can almost just feel it up your arm. Like, so I'm like,
I missed the first
that's
cut.
an option as well.
Yeah, you didn't get me on the first cut, but that filleting's really.
And then if you didn't want to flare, like I feel like this would be more of like a stab option, where if you didn't want to do that, you could, as it goes for the move, you've also got the chicken wing things.
Yeah, true.
So I'm like, you can do that, you can flare that, you can flare the knife.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think we're, once again, very tight. It's a little circle. It's not like we're pushing out really wide.
I think the chicken wing, if that went up, I think it's more of an emergency to come back.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you just started filleting, I would have had real trouble.
I think the filleting one's the best one.
Yeah, because I would have had to bring it back.
As long as I can keep kind of connected to it. If like my energy's going away as you do the stab, it makes it hard. But once again, if we've got that lean going, our energy's going a bit more forward. Then even if we're stepping backwards, you can a lot of times time it. But it's just something to think about. Yeah. I'll just quickly check the time.
All right.
Oh, the other alarm didn't go off.
So what
it's 7:06, so we can do like 10 on the katana if you want.
Yeah,
we'll jump into that. No, cheers, man.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yep.
All right.